Hello, my name's Ciara McErlean and welcome to the making of my animation at Gravestone. This was based on a poem by William Allingham, and I chose this particular poem because it stood out to me and really told a story. Plus, it inspired me to give animation a go and experiment with new techniques and software. After researching different animation techniques and playing about with different storylines, I started to put my thoughts down on paper and draw storyboards. This helped me to figure out scenes and transitions, which was really useful. I also decided I wanted my animation to be a black and white hand-drawn style, and it was my storyboards that inspired me more than anything. So I used a graphics tablet to draw all the backgrounds for my animation. I really enjoyed this process as I was trying something new, plus I had to plan around my transitions and how I would use After Effects, so this was a learning curve in itself. Drawing the backgrounds was really time consuming, but my main challenge was trying to get my crow to fly. And as you can see here, I tried different techniques trying to get the bird to fly, and I finally decided on doing a cutout effect. I really like this because the blackness stood out against the backgrounds where all the other tests kind of washed out. So to do this, I created 3 different shapes in Illustrator, 2 wings and a body, and then I made it a 3D object in After Effects. I then just moved the wings along the X, Y and Z axes to kind of give a real life motion. I had to actually do a lot of research on birds flying and how their wings actually moved, in their body, like in real life. But this was really helpful. And after a while, after a lot of tweaking, I got it figured out and added a motion blur just to finish it off. After all that, I thought the best thing was actually to just talk through my animation. So this is my title sequence. I thought the best thing was, I wanted it to transition into the first scene. The music you hear is actually a harp, which is linked in with the poem, as you'll see later. So I've tried to get the bird to fly into the scenes and exit them at the same points, so the crow will leave this scene and fly in round about the same spot on the next scene. I also added subtle effects like the waves going off the shore, which I'll just show you now, and the clouds moving subtly. This then brought me into the grave scene, which was my most difficult scene to figure out. I had to use a lot of layers and a lot of effects to get it all flowing, but I was happy with the outcome. The feathers were actually my favourite part. I used the same 3D technique as the bird XYZ axis to get that movement. You can also see the harp here, which was my inspiration for the background music. Finally, I wanted to have a really strong ending, and I feel I achieved that with the feather in this scene. It took a while to figure out, but I was really pleased with the outcome. Overall, I really enjoyed this project as it was a chance to experiment and tell a story through animation, which hopefully I've achieved.